Mom, hit the standby button. Instead, this time it's Mom, I'm hitting the standby button.
Yeah, I need to tell my daughter, I can't pause. This is online. I can't pause. I can't pause. So, you know, shout out Mikowski for carrying the rest of the show. And then on top of that, unfortunately, the observer crashed in the middle of Oddball. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift our attention to a new series that's kicking off. A couple of names that you'll be very familiar with. Rebellion versus Sentinels. And honestly, we could spend the whole pre-show talking about any one of these players, but I can't wait to see these teams go head-to-head.
Oh, and this is almost like a little rivalry forming here between these two squads as we saw them fill in the 7th, 8th seeds at HCS Charlotte, playing against each other quite considerably often in the lead up to HCS Charlotte. And I'd have to check my notes, but I believe they even played at Charlotte. So Sentinels and Rebellion starting to figure each other out, starting to learn a little bit more about each other as King Nick lands that perfect headshot for the killing spree. Sentinels with the early 2-1 advantage here in this oddball round 1.
I'm going to take it a step further. It's not a little bit of a rivalry. This is a full-fledged rivalry. We got Ryan Noob versus Spartan in the Charlotte Major qualifier. This matchup went fully to the Game 5. So are we going to see another Game 5 matchup between these two teams? King Nick with the shock rifle lands a shot, but is immediately taken down. Once you reveal yourself with that power weapon, you become the priority target. Sentinels are still filling in, though, adding on to that objective time. Camo is back in play. It looks like it's going to go into the hands of Mental as Rebellion are left to reel off of a failed push.
And it was Sparty who on Twitter was practically pleading, begging for the replacement of the Mangler with that MK sidearm. Not surprised to see him pick that up and put it to good use as he eventually goes down. But it's a strong start here in this match for the Sentinels, up 50 and rolling to 14. Ryan Noob gonna need to figure out some nerdy strategies to come back in this one.
And for those nerdy strategies, but right now, any strategies that Rebellions are sending, there it is. That's the double kill. Ryan Noob from the back of C finds the pick. But a Spartan in the sneaky corner. We saw this time and time again, especially on streets, where he would crouch in a corner for the opponent to run by, and then here it is, picking up on kill after kill, making it look so free. You gotta deal with Spartan or none of your corners are safe.
Sparty with the aggressiveness on Carmea. That's a player that usually puts the aggressiveness on his opponent instead. So a great job by Sparty there, recognizing that the door was open and he busted wide through it. Now it's Mental looking to push up along those gold pipes. Has a chance here to break this A elevator setup, but Carmea's gonna have to get through the needles. You're gonna have to take down top glass, but they've done just that, and they've gone through the needles. Carmea's still alive. Carmea with a chance here to break this hold, but no, Collect. The other young gun, the dueling young gun for Sentinels, takes him down instead.
This is a threat to be reckoned with, and now Lethal staying alive in the back elevator. Sentinels somehow out of all of this mess, are getting more objective time. They're at 75 seconds and counting. Carmea with the potential breaking kill, but Lethal is still kind of falling back. A little strategic retreat. He has shots off one side and the other, going for some remote detonation damage, and then gets the melee onto Mental as well. That assist should come through. Mental being a tough kill, but Collect finds a way.
Team wipe for Sentinels. But there's one player left. It's Rain. You got to watch out for him. He's going to take down Collect. On the elevator side, Lethal and friends looking to put the finishing 16 seconds on this match. And Magic, that's the total that Rebellion has. So Sentinels strong here in game 1. And when you look at an oddball in game 1, these have a propensity to go long, propensity to exert a lot of energy. You want to make sure that you're the winning team coming out of these oddball matches, especially because of that.
Mikowski's 5-cent word of the day is propensity. Everybody look it up, educate yourselves, because right now Sentinels 16 seconds away from taking this round 1, matching Rebellion's total score line. But now Mental with the grapple play for the oddball. He's going to pass off either the oddball or the shock rifle. Tosses the oddball, filling in right behind with the shock rifle in hand. King Nick on the corner, taking damage. Comes out with that kill. The push is on. Carmea is left scrambling, using the grapple to try to stay alive. But the push is here. Sentinels have 3 players at the back of pipes, and Rebellion don't have time to regroup.
Oh, look at this reposition here from Carmea, staying alive with that grapple hook. but not able to stay alive for long. Did a great job recognizing that rotation. It stops the oddball right there at bottom A, but not enough to stop Sentinels from scoring. But Ryan here, last ditch effort. No, he goes down as Sentinels has the slays, but it's again the stagger almost working at their disadvantage as that oddball still bottom A, and those staggers are going to come out and shoot off spawn immediately over across from the needle side, so much so that this oddball is going to reset and give Ryan a chance to nerd away with it.
Ryan Noob nerds away with the oddball. He is taken down. He doesn't get far. Clock is ticking. We're below that 1:17 Master Chief time on the clock, just approaching the 1 minute mark, and Sentinels have the oddball. They need 8 seconds. Let's add to it. Let's make matters worse. Spartan has the camo, and it looks like Rebellion know that there's no chance, no way, no hope. Time to reset and get back to round 2.
He's putting some extra emphasis, some extra salt in the wounds. We have the post-game screen was up for seemingly 5-10 seconds, but Sparty didn't care. He knows those stats don't count, but the mental edge maybe does. Hopping back on board here with Ryan Noob. His former teammate, now rival, as he takes down Lethal, but can't take down that former teammate, now rifle, and Sparty, but he eventually goes down. King Nick, last player alive. And what a performance we've seen here from King Nick in this game so far. 17 and 10, putting together a strong performance.
Great performance here from King Nick, and now it's going to be Collect finding the kill. He doesn't pick up those frags. Instead, he grabs the shock rifle, doubles back, recharges the shield, re-engaging now the melee. Just out of sitting on the ground at long haul. Spartan rotating back through. Nobody even with a second of oddball time until now. And as a quick update, Need the Org does win that oddball match. They take the series 3-1 over Proton.
All right, so there we have it. Need and Org taking down Proton and likely facing maybe one of these two teams. The winner of this match maybe going on to face that former Believe the Hype squad, as we have scoring on the board now for Rebellion. A little bit of a mixy opening start, only a minute, or excuse me, a minute off the clock and just a few seconds for each of these two teams. As we now have Mental looking to break the setup, looking to push through here in the gold pipe side, but that's going to be a crazy push there with the grapple. Sentinels is waiting for it.
But a little,
yeah, but the distraction exactly sets up Carmea instead, so it's the net positive there again. Why kill death doesn't necessarily matter so much because Mental going down, but opening up the lanes for his teammates.
Wow, the crazy aggressive grapple play ends up as Carmea getting the double kill. Lethal climbing up from low ground. They got a little 2v1 going down. 2 kills now on the side of Sentinels. Rebellion, the last 2 alive. Carmea, last alive. And honestly, that last second plasma grenade for the sticky trade can definitely help his team off of those resets.
Yeah, always down. Always nice taking one down with you, right? As we see Carmea do just that. Lethal now with this camo in the back of A. Needs to push forward towards Needles, take a little bit more of a forward approach, but Carmea is going to take him down. 3 go down for Sentinels, but all 4 down for Rebellion. Sparty, the last player alive. Where's he at? He's next to the oddball with a chance to milk and rotate here to C.
Oh, that's huge. That's huge. Grabbing the ball, be the last one alive on the whole map, getting to the objective, and then choosing how to rotate as your teammates respawn. Rebellion are in some trouble. As you see Collect picking off 1, Ryan Noob and Mental trying to push through control room, but Collect is relentless on the slays. 16 already to his name, second only to King Nick. Looking for another one. He finds Rain. He makes it look easy this whole time. Sentinels milking more time. Collect off of that respawn already with a killing spree to his name.
Collect there. You can tell he's feeling it with the jump shot double. Even though the Walshy insta-splode didn't kill anybody, he still had the timing. And I take note of that when I'm watching these players, as Collect will ultimately go down. Both young guns on each side, Carmea and Collect down now. It's up to the veterans like Ryanu to push forward and stop this strong hold here from Sentinels.
Ryan Noob eyeing that shock rifle, but also eyeing the oddball. He gets the shots on Spartan. He wins the fight. And honestly, the win on that fight was the time it took Spartan to drop the oddball and pick up his VR. Without that 1 second, that one burst, I don't know who wins that battle.
And I think for Rain here, he's having a tough going. I wouldn't even say he's necessarily having a bad game because of his score. I think, though, because he's had a tough go at it so far, maybe find some time to just be like, guys, let me grab oddball. Let me find other ways to put quote unquote points on the board. As we see Rain starting to pick it up in the slaying department a little bit, takes down 2, opens up a little hold here at back C, but 2 are down for Rebellion. 2 are on spawn. Mental, Carmea, both spawning in a pitch potential situation here. They can take the bat ledge and get that kill on Carmea like we just, on Collect like we just saw. Rebellion starting to put it together.
And the delay on the camo pickup was looking very risky for a minute. Ryan knew he desperate for the oddball, but he falls off the map. He catches the oddball. He takes the oddball into his arms on the way down, so maybe gets another second or a half second of oddball time. But here's Rain.
Imagine.
The rest of that camo gets the backsnap, gets the killing spree. That's what we're looking for, right back in this fight.
All right, exactly. So Rain, he's back in the fight. He can feel comfortable and confident with that recent killing spree. Will he continue to roll in slays, or will he find a little bit more objective time that I think his team needs to come back in this series, in this round? Here we go. Raid grabbing that oddball, and even just getting it up to gold would be a great play for Milk, but it's Collect up there instead. That's an assist. You don't want to assist the other team there. It's almost like an own goal.
Oh yeah, he threw the oddball right into the waiting arms of the Sentinels. Happy to take the oddball off of his hands. Collect is trying to fight to stay alive at Attic. He's gonna rotate over, pick up a couple of fresh frags. The oddball sitting out in the middle of Whirlpool, almost looking like a prop on the map. But there's Rain, another double kill coming through. Collect has to choose, and right now the choice is made for him. Take down Carmea. Shock rifle is available, but there's no time as Collect flies across the map, looking for his next takedown, and he's gonna find that assist.
We are seeing some fast-paced Halo play today, Magic. I'm noticing and even like an uptick, it feels like, in general overall aggressiveness, push forward. Seeing a lot of that from a lot of different teams, especially teams that usually don't play that aggressive. So very interesting to point out and note some of the differences that we're seeing here in the first open series of the year. Thank you guys again for tuning in for what's sure to be another incredible year of Halo coverage here on LVT Halo. We'll have all the open series throughout the year, so you know where to watch.
No shortage of Halo content here. We're grateful for all the support. This is a community-funded, community-run platform, and we're so grateful for all of the support. Right now, this game is tied neck and neck, 71 all.
Wow.
King Nick on the flank, and there's the toss.
The assist.
There's the assist, but this time it was a Collect throwing the oddball up to King Nick so that he could get some more objective time. Only 20 seconds away from taking this game. Rebellion, their time on pushes is coming quickly to a close. They have maybe one more shot at it. It's Mental and Carmea through the back of Gold Pipes, but Lethal has them both weakened. He gets one assist, looking for the second one. Spartan with a kill. 8 seconds left to go, and as Rebellion go down, Sentinels are about to take this win. And barring a miracle, there's still 5 seconds left.
Collect with the slay assist. But the 2-3 down. Numbers advantage here for Rebellion. But the oddball's in a precarious position there on the battery side. Lots of grenades can tink around in that corner and take it down. That's why we see Ryu elect, despite being down, not too desperate for the oddball. Only 35 seconds left in this game. The desperation is going to have to come at some point as Sparty, almost like a reverse ninja, it looked like, on Rain, takes him down. But it's Carmea with the oddball in his hands. Points accumulating for Rebellion, and that clock is stopped at 31.
I thought that was it. You know, I would have rolled the end credits right there, Mikowski, when Sentinels had the kills. They had the oddball, but Rebellion so quick to respond off the respawns. And now Ryan Noob with a double kill. They're just 7 seconds down and climbing. Here comes the push. Lethal is being trapped between two players. Mental on a killing spree of his own. And would you look at it now? It's going to be a tied game with the camo in the hands of Carmea, getting shots onto both players. The reset comes through. Rebellion forced to play the ball, only 3 seconds away from the round win. And it's Sentinels who are there to pick it off the respawn.
Rebellion able to edge out a 2-second lead. Can the Sentinels edge out this oddball towards the gold side? 3 seconds on the clock. 2, 1. As it looks like, oh my God, 0-0 on the clock, but it's a miraculous comeback win for Sparty. Oh my God, how many times are we gonna see it? 000 on the clock. They usually say in sports to play to the whistle. In Halo, you got to play until you see the stat screen, because even 000 is enough.
Spartan desperate for the oddball as the clock is ticking. He picks it up. He uses the oddball for a melee takedown. Gets the 98 to 97. Immediately drops the oddball. That's all you need. What a freaking game.
Whew. Wow. Are you not entertained, Chad? What an unbelievable day we've had so far of HCS Open Series action. And my goodness, Magic, how many? This is just I don't even know. Like,
you got words for this?
It's like in basketball when there's 0.3 or 0.4 seconds left, and everyone's like, "Oh, you can't make a shot." But they actually ruled in basketball because you had Derek Fisher in the playoffs one time score with 000 on the clock. So they had to make a rule to actually say like how much time had to be left to where you could actually physically shoot and score a basket. And that was like 0.03 seconds, I think, was the official ruling from the NBA. It's 0.000 here in the HCS, because you can score, you can take advantage all the way up to the very end. And you have to remember, here's the thing. Let's explain, like, really dive into this. Why we're starting to
get
see
nerdy with it. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get real nerdy with it. 000 is not actually 000. There's that hidden ghost 1 second that's going out across the code or across the technology in Halo Infinite. Reminds me again with the sports analogy of when the clock hits 0 in the NFL, and they don't necessarily call a delay of game. Immediately when the clock hits 0, the ref in his head lays out that 1 second of, we'll call it ghost time here, as we see the ghost time steal game 1 for Sentinels. Sparty with one of the most unbelievable heads-up plays you'll see today.
What an incredible game, and this series is living up to the hype of this full-fledged rivalry. Once teammates, now turned into the nemesis. It's Spartan versus Ryan Noob, and that first game, it wasn't 2-0, but the scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story with that 000 pickup for Sentinels to clutch up the second round. Now we come into game number 2, Slayer Aquarius, which this is the same teams, the same map and mode that we saw in game 2 of that qualifier, and it ended up as a 50-43 Sentinels win, where they also went up 2-0 in the series. So we'll see if they can do more of the same here. Starting off a little bit on the back foot, opening kills going to Rebellion.
Wow. Impressive here for Rebellion to have this type of a start after Sentinels not only stole the match, but maybe even the hearts and souls of Rebellion. But you know what? It's still very early in this series, and we've got a lot of legendary veterans on each squad. You have to imagine that a match like that, despite how unbelievable it was, doesn't faze them.
No, not phased. They're ready to get back into the fight. Game number 2, Rebellion now doubling up that score, 10-5. Mental, 3 kills and 2 assists. Don't undercount those assists. And now they're heading onto it. They see the Sentinels are trapped back in yellow base, and here comes the swarm. Rebellion not playing patient, not playing calculated. This is a new Rebellion, aggressive and fast-paced.
God, this is unbelievable bounce back, led by the veteran leadership from Ryan Noob, as he ultimately goes down there to the Young Gun Collect. But nonetheless, it's a 6-kill advantage for Rebellion early on, and Rain didn't have a great game. Last game was highly negative. They're winning a crucial piv, a reversal even, as he's now standing with a positive KD to start this match, and it's a great start for Rebellion as a whole, up 15-9.
15-9 is a nice little lead, but Camo is here. 1 second, now 0. Sentinels winning those slays when they count. They're gonna win over that Camo as well. Karmea continuing to look for kill after kill as the last one down. Rebellion go down. Still that 5-point lead that they hold on to, but Sentinels starting to gain some momentum. Spartan with the Camo gets the perfect kill. He finds more. He waits though. He waits for his shield. He waits for the back smash, and now gets the double kill.
Sparty, like a spider laying in wait for a couple insects to fall into the trap, takes down 2 with the perfectly timed use of that Camo. Now down only 2. Rain in the back of the map. He'll go down, but straight out, it's a killing spree for Sparty. as he looks to mob around the map. Has a little bit of help there with Lethal, but I think it's Lethal who might need some help. But Lethal helping Sparty instead. Great teamwork from them two, as this one's now tied.
Wow, that tie came out of nowhere. We were looking at such a nice lead from Rebellion, and now Sentinels answering back, and I really think it was off of that camo play, off of that round of slays leading up to the camo pickup, and now Sentinels just short of that halfway mark. Now they have stolen back the lead. They have that 1 point advantage. Mental's trying to deal out damage. Rain picks up a kill, but can he stay alive? No, he's shut back down.
And now it's a great answer back from Sentinels. Back and forth like a tug of war match, as Sentinels clings to a 2-kill lead. King Nick here, waiting for these dynamos to pop up, also holding down the car side. Now that he has the dinos, can elect to push up with it. Oh my god, imagine if he had tossed it towards the P side. Would have gotten much more than intel there. Would have landed a lot of damage as well, but it's all for naught. But he still has those two to work with, and I have to imagine now, knowing where the opponents are, he's going to let them rip around this corner. Dinos likely going out. There they go, both out. Damage and intel, not enough to take down players, but enough to keep players at bay, but not for long enough, as King Nick will eventually go down.
Rain, what was that play? Was that a thruster heat wave combo to win the fight from low ground? Absolutely huge. It's Karmea with the dynamos. If he fires them over to P2, there's 3 players. We're gonna see some chain damage, and more importantly, keeping Sentinels off of that camo pickup. We're seeing the reverse happen, where Sentinels are getting the kills just in time for that power up.
Wow, Karmea goes down, but that was incredible control of that battle rifle at long ranges when you're getting hit in the stomach, getting de-scoped, and instantly quick-scoping right onto the head of the opponent. Great work there from Karmea, as he's leading his team here with 11 slays in the Slayer, but it's still that 1-kill lead for Sentinels. Rebellion gonna need more than just Karmea to pop off here.
In a matchup this close, one player cannot carry the whole of the game. They can keep you in the fight, but it's going to be the whole team of 4 coming back. And right now, it's Collect extending the lead for Sentinels, getting an important kill as we now are starting this Slayer game. That 30 slay mark has been crossed. 2-point lead back in the hands of Sentinels. Lethal trying to fight, trying to stay alive. Hits a nice clamber, re-engages, but Mental was so ready for that re-engagement. We're back to tie.
I love the move there from Lethal. Honestly thought it would have worked out in his favor, but Mental survives the gunfight instead. And now it's Rebellion swinging the lead in their favor, but it's not by a very wide margin. Still a 1-kill game here. Rebellion looking to push up here with the advantage, but no. Collect takes down Rain. This one's tied at 35.
Every time we look at the scoreboard, it seems to be a tie. Rebellion finally have a lead. They had a significant early lead in the game, but mid-game was all Sentinels. It's going to come down to which team has the strongest end game, and Rebellion just have the smallest advantage. But what they have on the scoreboard, they do not have in utility or map position. Sentinels are at top mid. Ryan Noob is quite literally breaking through, and I think that that camo was also won by Rebellion as they extend their lead to 5.
Starting to see a little bit of separation here for Rebellion at an all-important time. 7, one more kill puts them up 2 team wipes into the 40s. And Magic, you know the rule of thumb. You got to keep it within 1 team wipe, because that allows you, when the game breaks to a snail pace and it slows down, if you're within 4, you can afford to let that clock dwindle all the way down and you're still in it. Instead, Sentinel's going to have to find a couple more slays to get them within 1 team wipe. But Rebellion holding strong with that 7-kill lead.
It is so interesting to me because Rain was struggling for slays in game 1, and now he's almost leading. He's at 14 and 9, but with 9 assists, responsible for 23 kills. Rain really picking up, and it just goes to show you that one game does not determine the series. And now get a little fancy with it, with a little 360 on the heat wave. It's looking desperate for Sentinels, and now Rebellion just looking for one last kill, the potential for a 10-point win if they can find their mark on the last player. It's Collect in utility, has 1 round left in the heat wave. Sentinels not out of the fight yet, looking for the kill onto Ryan Noob. Sentinels are still alive, but that grenade is going to be enough. That's going to be a tied series as Rebellion finish out the game strong.
Oh man, what a response there from Rebellion, as it was a mountain of momentum after that
Yes.
sneaky, cheeky play from Sparty to steal the hearts and souls and match of game 1, as now it's Rebellion in game 2. And you mentioned it at the end of that match, Magic. It was Rain. Didn't have the best Slay performance in game 1, but in the Slayer, he slayed out, leading his team, I believe, 1 or 2 on the kill sheet. And it was a big reason why they had that 10-kill lead, was because Rain looked quite alive, quite back from the dead, if you will.
Yeah, the opening game was Rebellion. The end game was Rebellion. Sentinels really did have a moment of domination there in the mid game, but it wasn't enough. You got to win 2 segments of that game in order to come out with a full victory. And I feel like it's crazy to me, Mikowski, we're looking at the scoreboard, right? We talked so much about how the scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story. Game 1 was a 2-0, but it came down to 0-0 in order to get that 2-0. And even here in this game 2, we were like neck and neck in the 30s, even creeping up to the 40s. But the end result is what, a 10, not quite 10, 8-point game? It looks a lot more decisive than it actually was.
Yeah, our scores in the matches haven't reflected what these two teams present to each other, but the series score absolutely does. Tied 1-1 here. Sentinels and Rebellion. We said it was a rivalry building and budding, and I see exactly that carrying on through. And when you have that anchor point of the Sparty versus Ryanoob narrative to play off of, it's no reason why these two teams are starting to build a little animosity between each other, starting to play each other a lot too. That'll definitely add to the mix.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like intel right on both sides. Like they know the play style of the opposition. And I want to go back to something you referenced earlier, that Rebellion's playing at a faster pace than what we saw from them. Do you think that's something due to like Halo Season 3, changes to the sandbox? Like, what do you think is behind that change of pace?
Yeah, I think Ryanoob and E United realized towards the end of last season that that pace of play was, it had to be utilized at the right time and place to really take full advantage, especially when you look at the fact that Halo Infinite is a hybrid of Halo 3 and Halo 5, I feel like, at least.
Yeah.
And I think going into Halo Infinite Year 1, Ryanoob really relied on his experience as a veteran to instill some of that slow-paced, methodical gameplay that you would have seen from him in Halo 3. Now, taking some of that experience from Season 1, recognizing that you do have to push the emphasis, you do have to push the pace. That's exactly why he went and got Carmea. There is no better young gun in the game that can help you push the pace and kind of break the monotony that we were used to seeing from E United and Ryanoob last year, where even if they did all push, it was kind of boring, right? It was like, all right, let's all hold hands and push in a diamond formation down the map, or run away from all the action. That's what we saw from Ryanoob and E United last year. This year, Ryanoob and Shopify Rebellion switching up, and it's looking like the strategy. It's looking like the appropriate strategy change as they place 5th, 6th in Charlotte. Right, that was Carmea's best place, and Carmea struggling to place top 12, 16, and he's absolutely a player that, if you look at just based on the eye test, could be in that top 4 range. So if Ryanoob and Rebellion continue to take a little bit of the good from last year's playstyle with the nuances that we're starting to discover here in Season 2, they could be another one of those teams that cracks into the top 4, or at least presents a challenge for it. And I can't think of a better situation for the Halo community than to have parity all the way through the top 8.
Oh, I love this storyline. We know in the qualifier, these teams went to a game 5. So if you're talking about parity, if you're talking about how tight the competition is, I think that game 5 is really a testament to that, which Sentinels actually ended up winning. But then you fast forward to Charlotte, Shopify Rebellion end up in that 5th, 6th placement, Sentinels just below. Like the post from HCS, like the final results post, has Shopify Rebellion and Sentinels right next to each other. Shopify Rebellion with the 5th, 6th, Sentinels at the 7th, 8th. So these two teams cannot get much closer, and it really makes for fun competition to watch and great competition for these two teams to practice, because there's not a distinctive advantage on either side. It could go either way.
Yeah, this is one of those, if you had to predict, you're not feeling very comfortable. Even if you feel like you have a really good understanding of the HCS and the players and where everything is at, this is still one of those series that, and I feel like I usually have pretty good idea of where things are going. This one to me is just deadlocked 50-50. A lot like that tie game we saw earlier in the stream, Magic.
Yes.
We've seen a 50-50 tie slayer. We've seen a 0-0 oddball win. What else do we have in store? What else does HCS and LVT Halo have on the script for today?
I tell you what, if I wasn't here casting, I would be glued to the screen as a fan because we have really seen it all today. And I mean, it's just ramping up as we go along. I want to put you on the spot though, Mikowski. Does your gut tell you one team over the other? You said it's deadlocked, but like, do you have this like instinctual gut feeling towards one team?
I don't. And I usually always have a gut feeling. I usually have a gut feeling. This just seems way too close. I think this is one where screw what we say, screw what the stats say. This is going to be determined by the players in the lobby, in the match. And that, for me, as a former player, now caster, you love to see it.
I love it. It's just who is going to turn up, who is going to have those clutch moments when they need it. And we're here to find out the answer to that. No predictions here because it's too close to call. Spartan with the sniper in hand, playing defense right here. Top mid control by Rebellion. Wonder if the camo also was won by Rebellion as Spartan continues to play defense, trying to protect teammates, but at no health himself. He can't do much to save them. But it's mental with the opposing sniper. We have a potential for a little bit of a snipe off. They're approaching opposite sides, so that convergence would happen. Maybe at screens, but Spartan focused on top mid. A beautiful body shot, quickly cleaned up by the teammate Lethal.
And I don't know where this series is going, Magic. I haven't been leaked the script, but I will give you an inclination of where I feel this game is going.
Oof.
This particular game, I think might edge out towards Rebellion. I know they're 3 down at the time I'm saying this, but because of the methodical and almost slow-paced nature of those checkpoints 1, 2, and 3 on Argyle as opposed to maybe just 1 or 2 on Aquarius, I think this might lean into Rebellion's favor, but it's of the slimmest, most narrow margin, 51-49.
We'll see what happens if this game is won indeed by Rebellion. And I like that call out to the way that Argyle plays differently than if we were looking at an Aquarius, if we were looking at Empyrean, maybe the story would be different. But right here, with those checkpoints needed to be crossed, right now Spartan is denying any checkpoints. The sniper being a menace in his hands. He's on the brink of a killing spree, and I'm hoping I'm not giving him the caster's curse here. He needs one more as he spends the last round of that sniper, but Rebellion know where he is. They collapse on him. Spartan, I'm sorry. I really wanted that killing spree to happen.
That wasn't just a curse, Magic. You put a hex on Spartan. Did you see all the attention from Rebellion? Everybody wanted him dead, but now it's all dead for Rebellion. Collect. Oh, with the grapple towards the back. I love that movement play. Oh, and he wishes he had another grapple to potentially steal the sniper, but it's Ryanoob stealing the soul of Collect, but it's Collect trading out as well. So a great play nonetheless, despite things not going exactly in Collect's favor. I still think it was a good play from the young gun nonetheless.
Yeah, and also, you know what it does is it forces Rebellion to check the back of their base, right? Because once he's grappled there one time, now that's not just in the back of their base, but in the back of their minds that they always need to check the back of their base. So that positioning can really shake things up if you're going back to the whole, like, the mental aspect of the game. So keep on doing those bold strategies, keep on trying to make those plays just to throw the other team off of their game. Right now, neither team being able to make a push for the flag, neither one making a flag run. Right now, they're fighting for map position, they're fighting for weaponry. Ryanoob getting in on the fight, but the crossfire from Sentinels is too strong.
Carmea looking cracked, sliding all the way through mid, but Sparty predicts it, expects it, and lands the easy body shot from a disadvantageous position there with the sniper at bottom mid, doing his best with the creative angles he's created for himself as he now pushes up past the midway mark with that sniper. Looking to do some work here. Carmea and Mental pushing up on the opposite side. Lethal going down behind Sparty. Sparty feels the attention, feels the pressure coming onto him, but Rebellion hasn't quite found him yet. If he can stay alive here and extend his life, this could be big. This is the defense right here. This all lies on Sparty's back.
It's Ryanoob at the top vent right there. He gets one snipe, he gets the body shot, but Ryanoob now aware of that position is going to take the fight. Lethal with the crossfire takes down Ryanoob, keeping Spartan alive, keeping this flag run alive. I think it's Collect on that flag pickup, rotating through. Now King Nick filling in. The fight going down on both sides of the map, and all the while Spartan doing everything to stay alive. Ryan Noob off of the respawn, right back in the fight, gets his revenge.
Oh, Sparty and Ryanoob with opposite score or stat lines here in this match so far, but it was Ryanoob getting the better of Sparty in that moment. But nonetheless, I gotta shout out Sparty's play there as the last member alive, also getting kills and damage on the flag runners from the opposite side of the map. I said it all came down to Sparty. It did, and he made the plays his team needed to keep this one tied.
Oh, shut down with the sniper. Oh no, Ryan Noob goes down. Now both snipers in the hands of Sentinels. Collect, holding on top mid, the body shot,
Double
the back
kill.
smack, the snipe play. Collect is doing everything. Can he find more? He's looking for Ryan Noob. He doesn't connect on those 2 shots. He has his life. He has 1 round left.
Can Collect, feeling like he can do no wrong, eventually goes down. That's a good answer back by Sentinels. One of the previous players that I believed had just got sniped in the face. Takes down Collect for a little bit of revenge and a little bit of map control as well. Now, if Carmea can extend it beyond this 50-yard line, a fight for mid-map is on here as Carmea spots the back of Sparty. It's the positioning here and the decision for the young gun that earns him the kill. Not the accuracy, it's not the G-slides, it's the decision making. So we're starting to see a little bit of that growth and development from the likes of Carmea.
Got a sniper with 8 rounds now in Carmea's hands. He's gonna try to cover teammate Ryan Noob, rotating the flag, but he's taken down. Ryan Noob is last alive. That flag gets dropped. Both flags are out, and they're nearly side by side, nearly holding hands themselves. King Nick hops on the return. Sentinels run the flag. They get the stop right there at that, 2/3 mark of that flag run. Rebellion are back in the drawing board. In fact, Sentinels have the flag on the run. They're just steps away from the capture. They dunk it in and they lose camo at the same time.
Massive advantage for Sentinels off the back of a score. Like you said, Magic, not only do they earn camo, but they have the numbers advantage as well. So no counter cap potential for Rebellion. If anything, they've got to watch out because Sentinels is looking to put one more on the board.
Lethal almost died in the middle of that reload, but it was the crossfire that saved his life. 6 more rounds in the sniper. A few seconds left on the camo as he approaches the back of the base. Camo is burned out. He's gonna be revealed. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. He finds the 2 shots onto Ryan Noob, leaves that for a teammate to try to clean up, but no, Spartan doesn't get the kill. Lethal has to double back and deal with it, and then the no-scope for the double kill. Oh my gosh!
And it's the grouping so far for Sentinels, I believe, that has led to this 1-0 lead here in this game. Everybody within 2 slays,
2-0.
assists, and deaths of each other, but King Nick just went down, so that'll be a 3 spread there. But it goes to show how collectively this Sentinel squad is playing together.
And it's about to be a 2-0. That flag is at the 99-yard line. Lethal is trying to provide enough cover for the dunk, and finally it comes through. A lot of resources spent for that capture, but all the time, Lethal locking down middle of the map, holding back Rebellion with the use of that sniper. He's finally eliminated, but the damage has been done. A 2-point lead for Sentinels. Rebellion with only 4 minutes. And I say only because these flag runs are costly and time-consuming.
Rain with a huge kill there. That's going to open up a run here for Shopify Rebellion. Double kill. And twice the chance to potentially score and make this a 1-flag game. Oh, Rain with quite the kit to work with. Has the high ground, the sniper, and the grapple hook, but can't connect on either. Now needs to find the back of Sparty. He can dip off the map and grapple back up, but Sparty's not even giving him the chance as he takes him down.
The flag is still on the run, however. Even if the play didn't work out for Rebellion, they're still trying to run the flag. Mental wins the piv onto Sparty, but there's more than 1 target to deal with. In fact, Sentinels are swarming. Collect has the camo. King Nick has the sniper. That run felt so crucial for Rebellion to get the capture, to get back within 1, but instead, Sentinels now are pushing into the base, and the patience from Collect to time that shot was exactly what they needed.
Sentinels looking to put their 3rd half on the board in a match, Magic, where we rarely see teams reach 3. And I feel like at this point we should GA 5 caps. We should just end it right here. Both teams should agree that 3 is enough for both Argyle and Empyrean, but instead we play on. Rain, because of that 5-kill flag limit, has an opportunity here to potentially bring this back, but with under 3 to go and down 3, you're really gonna have to score at about a clip per minute. We haven't seen them score once yet, so Sentinels is quite strong in this performance in the driver's seat.
Sentinels definitely in that driver's seat, and they're speeding off down the highway. Ryan Noob is sneaking away a flag, but in Charlotte, Sentinels with 2-0 on Argyle CTF. But get this, the teams that they beat, Native White, a top 4 team, and Optic Gaming. So Sentinels, Argyle CTF, really looking like their home turf.
Yeah, hearing that stat, you might want to try to watch some Sentinels film as to how they play Argyle CTF, because they have found the answer on a new map and game type combination where finding that early edge sometimes gives you the biggest advantage, right? Some teams haven't quite figured out yet how to play this map. Sentinels absolutely has.
I need to go back and take notes. Sentinels, how do you make it look so easy as they have that 3-1 lead? Carmea with the camo gets the sniper almost for free. He has a grapple. He could grapple the bottom of the enemy base if you wanted to get a little creative with it, but no, he's not going to do that. He's going to double back and try to lock down mid. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. It's starting to get desperate if they're going to stay on that 1 cap per minute pace. Rebellion need to get a flagpole in soon. Carmea trying to stay alive. Strong siding to protect his head from the final bullets. He needs to stay alive for his own sake, but also because he's holding that sniper.
Yeah, and with so little time on the clock, Carmea needs like a killtrosity or something to give his team. But might as well. Yeah, our first ever HCS Killionaire to come back in this one, as that is going to be all for naught, as this one looks all but wrapped up. 3-1. Strong game 3 performance here from Sentinels as they look to send Rebellion to the lower bracket and really wipe that poor bad taste out of their mouth from Charlotte, falling short of their prediction and where they felt like they should place, falling short against that Native White team. So starting to see Sentinels right some wrongs here.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice Argyle CTF. 3-1 currently. The flag is on the move. Making a nice run is Ryan Noob. I don't know. 20 seconds left. It's a 1 capture game. It's not impossible. They could get the sudden death timer to work for them, but look at Sentinels. They're all sitting back on defense. Some opening shots there from Carmea. Has a player weak. Teammate goes down. Needs to hit a miracle snipe right here with 5 seconds remaining. You gotta carve a path. You gotta sprint for the flag. Does he get to it? Oh, the 000! I saw it! The sudden death timer is in! King Nick at the back of the base gets the kill. Is anybody there? Ryan Noob off of the grapple. Jumps back up into the action. Okay, all right. We saw the 000s, the sudden death flag in play. But we're gonna breathe for a second on this one.
Yeah, we know now to not expect defeat or victory until we see this B-roll from LBT Halo, because if we don't see this, the game is still going. Even if it's tied 50-50, even if there's 000 on the scoreboard, as Sentinels take game 3 with 3 caps. And gotta give credit to Rebellion Magic, seemingly just running out of time there.
Yeah.
They had maybe an extra minute. We could have absolutely seen a 3-3 game. The desperation, not enough though, as Sentinels is on the brink of winning this series after a strong performance on Argyle.
I'm looking across the stats, and you talked about like the grouping, right? And the grouping is still there, but I have to shout out Collect, not just because of the damage there, the 4,900, but also doubled up. Sorry, had 2K more damage dealt than received. So that survivability, that's staying out of harm's way. Just some really smart heads-up plays in order to deal out the damage, but also staying safe. But this double kill, oh my gosh, it was so nasty. That's
vintage form lethal right there. My goodness. Coming out of the grapple to land that almost like one-handed no-scope with the snipe. That looks sick. As we see Rain now with the snipe. I know a lot of people didn't like Argyle at the start, but I love it if only for the dueling snipers on each side. And after the fix to take shotguns out, this map plays and flows much better than it did before. I'm becoming a bigger fan of Argyle every time I see it played.
Honestly, same. I mean, the first time we casted the Argyle CTF, remember we went to double overtime? But this last game, 5 full captures. That feels like a lot. when you're talking about an Argyle CTF. So maybe teams are starting to figure out those strategies. Sentinels in particular, they might be the textbook to follow for Argyle CTF, but will they carry through with that same level of efficiency heading into a game 4? They need this one to win out the series, but Rebellion are the ones that want to force the game 5. King of the Hill on straight Stalker Rifle, we already know is going to be a big player.
And previously in this series, we had Sentinels winning game 1, but Rebellion bouncing back extremely strong in the early goings of that next game. Here we have a little bit more of the same, just as it looked like Rebellion was ready to put some points on the board. There they go. Showing a little bit of that bounce back, showing that regain is in full form as Carmea ultimately goes down. King Nick with that Stalker Rifle. You got to watch out for that, but he gets taken out to no shields and is going to be taken out of this gunfight. That's a huge defensive play there, and I love this rotation from King Nick. He's going to spot the backs of a couple opponents, but they pick up on it incredibly well. Pushing out of this A and PD spawn quite effectively is Rebellion.
Great response from Rebellion, and they finally take King Nick down. Now it's Colette with the Stalker Rifle in hand. Doesn't get much effect out of it. Maybe an assist will come through from that one. This first hill, so up for grabs. Neither team with much time on it at all. Rebellion finally stepping on, trying to get a few more seconds, and oh boy, both of these teams are really milking hill number 1.
Pinch coming out there from Rain and Carmea. Rain had the attention, Carmea had the shots, but he ultimately goes down as well. This one's back and forth, 2 down for each squad, but just as I say, that numbers advantage here for Sentinels as they look to start the scoring for themselves.
I would not at all be surprised if we saw Collect on the hill right now. In King of the Hill, Collect has that 1.31 KD, ranked 4th at Charlotte. So right now sitting at 4 and 2, make it 5 and 2. The caster's blessing, the stat blessing from Snow Stats coming through. But neither team still with much time on the hill. A little bit of an advantage to Sentinels. Off of those kills, they're trying to get more time, but Rain is not letting them rest. He gets the melee, he wins the rockets, he's looking for the double kill, and he's gonna get it.
All 4 down for Sentinels, and that's gonna open up all 4 players to move around however they'd like. Carmea getting the early jump on this spawn over here at Cafe side, and this is the pinch potential we're talking about. 2 on each side for Rebellion, but it looks like Ryan gonna call everybody back to formalize a little bit harder here on the B side, electing to put all 4 here on the hill, as opposed to that rotation it looked like Rebellion was about to make. Let's see how the strategy plays off.
Oh no, 2 going down for Rebellion. Sentinels are winning out on the kills, but King Nick is here. In fact, Rebellion are in trouble. They go down. Sentinels stealing back the hill. We find ourselves in a familiar position where Rebellion probably have time for one single push onto this hill. They're forming up over at Planters. Carmea is jumping up to heaven for some high sight lines. Rain is leading the charge. He's gonna find one. He's gonna set up the second kill. Rebellion are doing it. They're breaking through. Lethal and Spartan are left scrambling on the retreat.
Oh, Rebellion with a reversal of fortune on this hill, and a reversal potentially of fortune across the year for them. Sentinels went up 2-1 in a series this year against top 16 teams. They've never lost the series. They always close it out. However, on the flip side of that, Rebellion went down 1-2 against top 16 teams this year. They've never won a series. So Rebellion up against it, but with the strong start here, potentially rewriting history.
I mean, I don't know if I'm really surprised by that. Like, I like the stat line, and I'm like, it's interesting to me. But like, we know that players like Spartan, right, very much like emotional players, right? When they're hot, they're flaming hot. When they're cold, they're ice cold. So once they have that 2-1 lead, I don't think we should be surprised that the Sentinels take advantage of it, just knowing their play styles and just like the build of that team.
Lethal now with the last rocket, puts it to good use, takes down 1. But he's going to get some shots in the back from the A spawn. Lethal going to be very fortunate to survive that, as it looked like the angle was enough to take him down. But he scurries away with his life as we get to see a little bit of that bandit rifle. Sparty's been grinding this week as he's got that weekly shader on it. Magic, you got to love that, the purple, right?
I am the #1 Purple Rain fan. I celebrated when I unlocked that shader. It's the perfect shade of purple as well. So I could talk for a while about this shader, but I'm very happy with it being the first, skin to unlock for the bandit rifle, and in the hands of Spartan, looking pretty good too.
Lethal looking good here in this series, playing his role to perfection here, I think. But he's going to need to do more than just that. Rebellion with a 1-0 lead in this game, and with just a few more seconds to go, could make it a 2-0 game, but 3 go down for each squad. This is a what? This could be a 1v1. Sparty versus Rain pushing up. No, they're all on the other side, so Sparty can potentially milk out some time here as he does just that.
Yeah, it did look like there was going to be a 1v1, but it was all the map positioning there for Spartan, but he doesn't get much time. So he maybe had 3 or 5 seconds there. He takes down Ryan Noob, not letting Ryan Noob break through, and then all the back smacks for the screen. Spartan looking for the triple, but instead he's going to find Carmea with the Bulldog, using that Shroud screen to shake Spartan off his game and kind of using the side of that Shroud screen to jiggle peek, almost using it as if it was cover to peek out, hit some shots, duck back in for cover.
What if we met in the Shroud screen and held hands? Instead, it's Carmea asking, what if we stood in the Shroud screen and threw hands? As he takes down Sparty, earns his team that second point. 2-0 lead here for Rebellion. Oh, are we going to go back to a game 5? This one's looking more and more likely. Rain with 1 rocket to use. Gonna elect to potentially trade out, but no, he's gonna go down wholly instead. Sparty with a quarter of shield to work with, and it's not enough as Rhinoop takes him down. He goes down as well. It's bodies trading left and right. Nobody with control of this hill so far.
It's an all-out brawl. There's no time for hand-holding in the middle of this match because they are throwing hands back and forth. Rebellion with a 2-0 lead, but they're the ones that need it, and you can kind of see that level of, I don't want to say desperation because it has such a negative connotation, but like that level of like intensity that they're playing with right now. Like you can see that they need this game. They hold down the line. They don't have anyone on the objective right now. Are they milking for time with a minute 30? Because they certainly have that hill locked down.
Yeah, this is with a minute 20 left. Let's say it takes a minute for Sentinels to score.
Wow.
Make it 2-1. They got, what, 20 seconds to work with? That is not enough. So you're absolutely right, Magic. You're seeing Rebellion here play that nerdy strategy that they're known for with a guy like Ryan Noob leading the team. They will not step foot in this hill once again. They're going to completely play for slays.
And so far it's working. They win that first round of slays off of the Sentinels spawn, but Sentinels don't have the luxury of time. They keep on trying to break through to the hill. Spartan not even wanting to wait for his shield to recharge. You can almost like see the impatience, ending up with a trade that's not going to be enough. They need to win those fights outright to get control of the objective. We do have rockets spawning in. Might be the last chance for a Sentinels breakthrough. Watch out. Ryan Noob with the Bulldog is on the hunt.
Collect, one of his best game modes at Charlotte was King of the Hill, carried a 1.34 KD in those matches. Here a little bit negative, and I think that might be part of the reason why we haven't seen Sentinels really find any footing, haven't put a single score on the board in a closeout game 4, where you got to imagine, you talk about the desperation on the other side of Rebellion, you got to imagine there's some of that too for Sentinels to just close this out and not take it to a game 5 where they didn't have the best experience at Charlotte. So I'd almost argue that it's like a dueling feeling for each of these two teams, despite being different in different positions, but not for long, as they're now deadlocked here, tied 2-2. We're going to a game 5.
I love how you're talking about Collect as Carmea takes him down across the map, and I wonder if we have a budding rivalry between Collect and Carmea. We already know that these teams see each other as rivals. We got the Spartan Ryan Noob combo, but I don't know. I might see a little bit of that similar rival level brewing between Collect and Carmea as well. Both of them trying to prove themselves, their value to this team, their place in this ecosystem, and it's all going to come down to a game 5. We're going to Slayer on streets. Look at Mental though, popping off in this game.
Yeah, and we talk about, and most of the community is going to lean into that Ryanu versus Sparty rivalry, but I agree, Magic. I think the even more interesting, the even more compelling rivalry here is against the number 1 and 2 perceived young guns in this league, Collect and Carmea, two up-and-comers that are breaking through before our very eyes with solid performances at Charlotte, but they left a lot of meat on the bone, which is almost like a dual-edged sword in that it's good and bad, right? Because you're not going to get the placing you want there, but you can almost realize that, hey, if we fix a couple things, play a little smarter, position ourselves a little bit better, that 5th, 6th, that 7th, 8th is turning into top 4, maybe even pushing for a grand finals appearance. And how exciting would that be in Halo, where you kind of have the old guard really with the stranglehold on that grand finals? I don't know. As a fan of Halo, I'd love to see someone new, a young gun, find a spot in the grand finals. Give us something new to talk about.
I agree with you. The tighter those top teams get, like the more exciting it is, the more storylines. Now Optics, still holding on to that control of the #1 spot from Orlando, from Worlds, now from Charlotte with the triple dynasty, I think is even what Flamesword called it, winning 3 of those in a row. But there's teams that are creeping up, and the 2 we're watching right now are in that mix. Rebellion and Sentinels are just chomping at the bit. And as like a newly formed team, we see the duos coming together here, but as a newly teamed team of 4, they have that potential for growth. And this is something we talked about a bit at Charlotte as well, that as Halo Season 3 launched, all of the teams have to go back to the drawing board. They have to relearn strategies. And now Rebellion and Sentinels are starting to pick up on that learning curve.
Yeah, and I think that's a great topic to carry on to this next next match, Magic. You look at the likes of SSG, they're just as good as they were last year. They were a grand finals team every single tournament. So how could it be a bad thing that they're just as good? Well, in the offseason, we had 6 months to get better, improve, change up some team rosters and compositions, and that's exactly what happened. So while SSG, for example, is just as good as they were last year, they placed outside of that grand finals because you have so many teams making moves and getting better. And then when you look at the roster formed by FaZe, it's no wonder that they stole that #2 spot from them, because that is quite the God Squad. And I said this off camera at the LVT Halo watch party to Brandon. I told him, I said, this win meant more to Optic than the World Championship. The reason that was because Optic was expected to dominate that tournament in Seattle. This one, everybody had FaZe winning. So, and I even talked to APG. He said the same thing. It felt a little bit more rewarding to win against FaZe when you were essentially an underdog. It feels better to win as an underdog. And we have 2 teams here which would probably define themselves as underdogs in the HCS, and usually the parity is within the top 4, but if Sentinels and Rebellion can pick it up, we're gonna have parity, like I said earlier, all the way through 1 through 8, maybe 3 through 8 realistically, because Optic and FaZe look so strong, but nonetheless the parity is growing, and that's a great thing for Halo.
It's an amazing thing. You think about like quarterfinal matchups, you think about semifinal matchups, and some of these 3 through 8 teams that you're talking about, it is going to be it's going to be all over the place. Like, imagining people's predictions, right? Optic FaZe 1 and 2 is going to be the majority of picks, but who do you pick for 3? Who do you pick for 4 through 8? It's going to be a little bit scattered, a little bit all over the place, and honestly, it's really fun because you love to see teams that surprise us, or teams that have that underdog story, and then they rise from the ashes, right? You think about every classic sports movie, it's always the underdog, it's always the Rudy that nobody thinks can make the play on the field, and some of these teams are starting to do it.
Here we go, live fire game 5. That sniper going to be so important towards either of these 2 teams' chances of moving on in the upper bracket. Right now, that sniper lays in wait as bait top mid, as Ryan turns his attention to his back, and for good reason. He's got 2 approaching, takes 1 down, I believe. No, I think that was King Nick coming back from what I thought was the dead to take down Ryan instead, and it's Sentinels with the early lead, and Sniper to work with as well.
Rising seemingly from the dead, now Lethal with the no-scope headshot. Ever since that sniper adjustment, the no-scopes are so fun to watch. Lethal gets the shot that he wants, doesn't connect on the follow-up, but he knows where Rebellion is. 2 players, it's Karmea and Ryan Noob at the back of B, and right now Sentinels have everything. They have the overshield, they have the sniper, they have the intel even, but Lethal can't connect as Mental rushes in, takes him down. It's a doubled up lead though for Sentinels in game 5 of the qualifiers between these 2 teams. It was Sentinels winning a 50-42. Are they going to repeat that here?
Yeah, really strong start for Sentinels. Not only do they have the lead, the ever important lead, but they got that first sniper. They got that first overshield as well, and they're starting to roll it down the hill as the lead is now extending to 5. Huge takedown there. As 3 going down for Sentinels, it is back to within a team wipe possession. Huge job, great job here by Rebellion for keeping it within 4.
Keeping it within 4, now cutting it to just 3. But I think it's going to be that next round of overshield that could really propel Rebellion forward. They're setting up for it now, even though it's 13 seconds away. You can see Mental there at the cuts, watching, but the push from Sentinels at scoreboard, at sandbags. Mental trying to flush collect out with the use of that frag grenade. 2 seconds on the overshield. Sentinels have all the numbers here. Mental trying to stay alive, has to settle for the trade. Now Ryan Noob is approaching at sandbags, but it's Lethal who comes out with the overshield. Ryan Noob sees that information. He doubles back, but do they have the counter in hand? Either the plasma pistol or even the heat wave can shut down that overshield, and I don't think that Rebellion have either to work with.
Trades are never trades. There's a winner and loser in every trade, and there we had Mental trading out on the overshield, but that opened up the overshield for, I believe, Lethal. There he is, Lethal with that overshield. As a result of the trade win condition for Sentinels, as they've regained their form at 4 kills. Looked like Rebellion was ready to bring it to maybe a 2-kill game, maybe tie it up, but Sentinels with another clutch overshield grab hold on to the lead.
It's still just one team wipe of difference between the two teams. We see that purple rain on the bandit once again in the hands of Collect this time around. But no time to admire how pretty the skin is because Sniper is coming up. Collect crouching at the top of screens. The shroud screen is here, but that Sniper is bait. Collect waited for the perfect moment. He gets the back smack. He sets up the second kill. Bodies are flying at the Sniper spawn, but Sentinels now extending their lead, and they take that power weapon.
Oh, and it's the new equipment, the shroud screen there, providing a false sense of security for Rebellion. As you saw that shroud go down top mid, they thought they had Sniper on lock, but despite having the shroud screen down, you still got to check your corners, Magic. As it's now a 5-kill lead, 6-kill lead here for Sentinels, building off of that great strategy and play to regain control of Snipe. And again, it's been all Snipe, all overshield, and because of that, Sentinels maintains his lead, but still, they're only up 4. So I got to give credit to Rebellion. Despite not having anything to work with in the sandbox, they're keeping it close.
Yeah, and it's almost scary, right? That they haven't had the sandbox control, but they are staying within 3. What happens if that sandbox flips? Rebellion can start to run away with this game. 2 points is not enough. Lethal is not connecting on the snipe shots. He hits the melee. He doesn't even get the trade. He's taken down.
Those are those tilt potential plays. Those are those check out moments where you got to check yourself back in if you're Lethal. Has that time on the respawn screen to take a couple deep breaths, but he doesn't have much time as Rebellion is putting on the push. Carmea, huge win there on King Nick. Just as it looked like he was about to trade out, does eventually. But nonetheless, it's Rebellion chipping away at that lead. Now down only 3.
Nice stick grenade there in order to result in a net even on the fight, but it's a 3-point lead once again for Sentinels. Carmea on the push. He's shooting his shot. He's hitting his shots, and then he jumps out of the range of that melee. He didn't want a full trade. He wanted the win outright, which was given to him by the team fire. Great play there from Rebellion. Carmea in particular rotating back to pick up a couple of fresh frags. I don't know what we have much to work with in the sandbox right now. I don't see an overshield. I don't know about the sniper. Right now it's just all BR plays and team rotations as Rebellion take this game back to within 1. Carmea could tie up the game here, but the heat wave is going to be too much. If it's too hot, get out of the kitchen.
28-29. Oh, it's Rebellion chipping away continually at the lead. Now down only 1. Mental gonna need to stay alive. It's even more important for him to stay alive. Not because of the score it would reflect going 1 against Rebellion, but because he would lose that heat wave, which is for now the only power weapon on the map. Now Sniper, overshield, both up in 10. Oh, if you're one of these two teams, which two do you choose?
Oh my gosh. The slays are coming through. Sentinels get the kills. Looks like they're choosing to play for overshield. Here comes Collect. 10 and 6 right now. The shroud screen providing. Is it a false sense of security? No, I think it's actual security. Shrouding their approach. They hold on to that slimmest of leads, but Lethal with the overshield. The opportunity to extend it. He rushes in. Ryan Noob with the nerdy smart play repulses him right back. Lethal's overshield is melted. Once again, we see Lethal on that push through window. Last time it didn't pay off. This time he finds 1 kill. He's looking for the second, but he has to play his own life at the same time, and it does work. The collapse is in. Sentinels up by 1.
Cavalry arriving for Rebellion. Lethal doing a great job there. Previous to that other encounter at the small door, does a great job staying alive, taking a few down with him. Ooh, and just as we say that, the heat wave is up in 5. 35-35. These two teams vying for control, vying for the sandbox. You have to imagine the winner of that could very well win this game.
Oh my gosh, Rebellion have the lead. Rebellion have the lead. It might be 1 point, but they are in this fight. We crossed the 30 kill mark. We're at 36, 35. And would you look at this? Sandbox control, maybe for the first time all game. The sniper now in the hands of Karmea.
This is not a good look for Sentinels, especially when you consider Sentinels in Game 5 against Native White at Charlotte were up 47-39 and still lost. Here they're down 1 instead of up 8. So if you're Sentinels, you might even start having that doubt seep into the back of their heads as Karmea gonna look to peel the back of someone's head with that sniper across at Sniper Tower. And it looks like Lethal & Company gonna elect to wait out this overshield. And oh man, Karmea actually rotated all the way to Nest, which is interesting. Sniper's up here soon. You thought maybe, or OS is up here soon. You thought maybe he'd want to defend it with that sniper. Now rotates and finds himself back to Snipe Tower. I love the timing and positioning here from Karmea, but again, it's the Shroud screen.
Oh, 2 go down for either side though. Rebellion holding on to that 1 kill lead, but where's the overshield? The Shroud screen is blocking. It's in the hands of Sentinels. Sentinels are back in this game. They tie it up, 39 all. Spartan hasn't done as much as you would expect in this game number 5 until now. 5 and 10 right now on the scoreboard, but it doesn't matter. It only matters now. The last 10 kills for either side. This overshield is all but spent. The body shot comes through, looking for the double. He has Rain down to 1 shot. He's trying to find the finishing kill, but Mental is there with the cover. The team play for Rebellion.
Oh, and it looked like Sparty was potentially looking for that remote detonation on the spiker at back B. I couldn't tell if it was there. It looked like the reticule was lined up on it. Surprised he didn't take a pop shot. Maybe even hoping that his opponent fell into it. Rain here at the back. Instead, I think there was the spikes up because he now has them in his hand. So Rain with the spikes, with the 2 kill lead. Sniper up.
We saw Collect baiting the sniper, but not this time. It does look like the Sentinels are going to get it in hand. Mental is checking that bottom vent for a quick escape. Plasma pistol is back in play. He releases that charge at the wrong time, but he finds the back of King Nick. He gets the kill. We're at a 4-point lead, but this time it's in the hands of Rebellion.
Wow, well, that's a disappointment. That's a concern if you're Sentinels, because what we saw on land at Charlotte is the same situation we're seeing here online. Sentinels with a big lead in this game, up as much as 8. Not able to hold on to it as it's now Rebellion up 5. Looking to put the finishing touches on Sentinels in this game 5. 48-42. Rebellion only needs 2 more.
Everything working for Rebellion right now on this comeback game number 5. They had to come back in the series. They had to come back in the game 5. They might just be the comeback kids. Mental is contesting. He gets the melee takedown. He gets the overshield. They need the last kill. Rebellion, they do it. Sentinels once again. The familiar game 5 choke as Rebellion win out. Not repeating the qualifier game 5. Instead, rewriting the script as the team that comes out on top.
Oh man, and for Sentinels, that doubt is now starting to compound and build further and further. Usually as a team, you're kind of stoked to get to a game 5. You figure you're gonna win every game 5. You at least believe, as a team that's coming into a tournament prepared and confident, you at least believe you're gonna win game 5. I almost worry, Magic, if we're seeing a little bit of a hangover effect from that 47-39 lead that Sentinels had in game 5 against Native White. They seem to be a little snake bit, no pun intended.
Honestly, it's something going on here with Sentinels, or maybe it's just credit to Rebellion. What we saw from them today was the smart heads-up nerdy plays that you like to reference, but at a faster pace, a faster level of aggression that didn't allow Sentinels to get comfortable in any game throughout the series. And wow, we got the game 5 we were looking for. Honestly, today has not disappointed. I wonder how everybody's controllers and monitors and all of their, everything's, if their headsets are still working, maybe they catch it like Tony in midair. I don't know, but hopefully everybody stays intact after a tough game 5.
Yeah, and again, let's look at the grouping. For Rebellion, everyone on their team doing roughly 4K damage. And when you talk about playing perfect Halo, It's not playing 100%. It's just playing 25%. It's playing your 25%, your mathematical fraction of output that we need to win a match. And so for Rebellion, nobody overextended. Nobody played outside of their comfort zone or outside of their game. The strategy is starting to develop for Rebellion. The chemistry is starting to develop too. And my goodness, I just think with an upside player like Carmea, who has so much room still left to grow, it's going to be a Rebellion roster that does, in fact, break into that top 4. And speaking of breaking into the top